What's going on, guys? Simsy here, and today I have got a huge gameplay for you. I haven't seen anything on YouTube to suggest otherwise, but I'm pretty sure this is the highest recorded score in a war gameplay. I might actually have had a higher score myself pre-recording, but I don't think I have. If I do, if I did, I haven't got any evidence of it, but I'm pretty sure this is the highest score that I've got. This is again on Breakout. I have done a previous video giving hints and tips on how you can get a higher score yourself and the best ways to get as high a score as possible when you are playing this game, so do check that out. That is on my previous videos. But obviously this video is just huge. The amount of score that I get at the end is mammoth for one half of gaming. It's about 11 minutes or so game. And yeah, I don't get the most kills I've ever had. It's a really a good objective game. I get pretty much, well, I do get the whole bridge myself, which I'll go into in a little bit. That does help. But yeah, I'll obviously go through and talk you through what I'm doing through each individual point. But yeah, I do hope you enjoy. So in terms of what I'm doing right now, I did talk about this particular point in the previous video, which is holding this right side of the room down. It is the key point to getting through this first objective, as basically you can pretty much prevent the enemy coming in and picking you off from just sitting in this little section here. I always tuck myself into the wall. I do get a little bit of help, as you can see on the kill feed there, from one of my teammates. He's just using the Sten, has managed to get himself a little quad feed, so that's nice and helpful for myself picking up these capture points. I do get picked off just here, which did annoy me at the time because I was thinking, oh god, I'm not going to get the capture points. But all I'm going to say is, if you do die when you're capturing the objective, make it your mission to sprint back into this room, because the amount of XP you get if you are in the room when it reaches 100% is 750. It's a lot of score to miss out on, and it's so easy. All you have to do is just be in the room when it hits 100%. So as you can see there, I've got myself 750, and we can move on and advance to the next section. This particular part of the gameplay, I was both frustrated and happy. Happy because, as you'll see in the end, I do obviously manage to get through to the next section, but unhappy just because I have to do the whole bridge on my own, because the annoying thing happened where my teammates decided to just snipe and try and get headshots or whatever they were trying to do, but it was infuriating. I don't know if you've just seen right there, but I always go and build the MG straight away. Gives me 150 score, and you can go ahead and clear some of the enemies off. I don't know if you did notice there, but I did shoot the guy through the wall of the house, which is a really good tip. If there are people in there and you can't see them, I could see on the mini-map that somebody was shooting through there, and you can just shoot against the wall and pick them off. So a nice little tip for you. If you didn't know you could do that, it does help. As you can see here, I do try and make myself as small as possible, so it does make it a little bit harder for the enemy to pick me off. I did turn around then as well. I'm not sure if that did help me, because the enemy couldn't shoot my head and get an easier kill. But I got quite a lot of the bridge there. I think it was about 30 or so percent. Another thing that I will say in terms of getting a high score on this particular map is that if you are on the bridge and building the bridge, when it reaches each 50%, you get an extra 250 score. So you'll see right here, I get an extra 250 pop up saying Combat Carpenter, and that is literally just because I'm there and building the bridge when it reaches that 50%. So it's nice and helpful there. The next tip I'll say is that when you do get to the first 50%, is do make use of those barrels that are there on the bridge. If you can run in and dolphin dive behind them, it does give you a nice bit of cover. And if you turn slightly to the right if you're on the left-hand side, or if you turn slightly to the left when you're on the right-hand side of the bridge, I'm not sure if I said the same one there, but you know what I mean. You can then, as you can see here, go ahead and build the bridge whilst you've got most of your body covered. You can see straight from the right-hand side, you can see straight up into that building on the top left, which you can pick a couple of them off like I tried to do there and then try and build the bridge. It didn't work out too well for me there, but it does work sometimes. So again, you'll see me dolphin dive in again behind the barrel. It doesn't always work. As you can see here, I start to build it. Eventually I will get picked off, but I do get a nice bit of score right here and get a good bit of percentage on the bridge build. So I think I work it up to about 90%. Yeah, 91%. But I've got myself 600 score. We're almost through the objective. Again, I've done the whole thing myself, which for the score, as I said, was helpful, but it's so infuriating when you're playing it. Nobody's trying to play the objective, just because you're going to get the most score from getting through each round. It's more enjoyable. It's not a team deathmatch. You know how it is. If you're playing war, just play the objective. Basically, you'll do yourself a lot better, and it will just be an all-round more enjoyable experience. But right here, I go ahead and I do get the last bit of the build, I believe. There we go, and it pops up again with an extra 250 for moving on to the next part of the map process, to the next stage of the ammo dump, but also 250 for being on that when the next 50% is completed. I hop into the tank here just to see if I can get any extra score, because you do get 75 score right there for it being a tank gunner kill. We are going to make a good bit of progress with the tank when we advance through the next section, which I'll talk about when we do. This particular section on the ammo dump, I would stress the fact that there are a lot of walls that you can build, which can give you an extra bit of score as and when you can. You do want to be careful that you're not going to affect the bomb too much. If you are building walls, they're mainly there for the defensive side, but you can make use of it for your own personal gain to try and get a bit of score, which you will see me do throughout this next section as and when I'm playing through. But again, stressing the purpose of the game and the fact that you can get a lot more score from playing the objective is that from planting the bomb and both defusing it, if you're on the defensive side, you get 500 score just for a 5-second plant on a bomb. So a big amount of score, which will really help you improve your score per minute and actually getting that win in the end as the end result. So I can't stress enough the importance of that. There's a couple of different ways that you can play this particular section. You can either go around the left-hand side of the map, opposite to what I'm doing right now, go in behind and pick them off and then try and plant the bomb, or you can go in direct. You'll see me just here notice that there's somebody building the wall. There's a couple of enemies there. I get a bit unlucky that I shoot the wall rather than the sniper that eventually picked me off, so I don't get the triple kill, but you can run in and still pick a couple of them off. But you do want to try and clear the bomb site first before you plant it off, clear it of enemies, just because it's going to make it a lot easier for you when you are trying to get the plant. Eventually I do get a plant through here. You can see me here again. You can shoot through the wall and try and shoot the enemy out, but he'd already built most of it up, so I run around the other side and pick him off. I get a plant right here, which is going to give me 500 score. It's going to help us try. I do get stuck, stunned, and just all round destroyed by about 3 different explosive items there, which doesn't help when you're trying to then hold it down. We do lose this plant. Eventually the enemy will destroy it. I do start to try and make the most of the walls that are here now. So I'm going to go ahead and try and build these up and get a little bit of score from that. You see from this one, I actually don't get any score. If that ever happens, the reason is because one of your teammates has recently destroyed it. So you're not going to get score from there. The only way you'll get score from it if it's been a long time since it's been built, like that one I just got 150 from. It's been a little bit of time since it's been destroyed, or if the enemy either destroyed it or built it last. That's going to then allow you to get the score from there. We see me chucking a bomb onto the sidewall there, just so we've then got another entrance into the bomb site. We're running a little bit close on the time here in terms of how long we've got left. We've got about 40 seconds or so left on the clock, so I was trying to make another entrance for us just so we could go in and get another plant. You will often see that people will try and sit in that tank to try and pick the enemies off. I wouldn't advise necessarily doing that until you've moved past this bomb section, just because once you've got the bomb plant and it's exploding, you're onto the next part of the map. All the walls are blown up, which is then a lot easier to use that tank from. So I'm going to now defend my teammates planting the bomb. So annoyingly, we do miss out on 500 score, which we could have got if I got that plant. So it could have been an even bigger score than what I end up on, but realistically, I wasn't playing it for the big score. I was just trying to play it so that we could get the win. Once you are satisfied that you can go ahead and move on to the next section of the map, is building these end walls up is huge, because that's the only point really that the enemy is going to try and get in. I got picked off there and I was a bit hesitant because we were in overtime already. I was a little bit nervous that we might end up losing, but we do get fortunate with the fact that they don't push it hard enough. I can get in from behind and pick a couple of the enemies off. So we get through that section. In fact, I didn't get MG there, but you can see that there's now 2 spawn points. Where I've just been killed from then is one of the main spawn points, and then there is one on the right-hand side of the map where the back 2 walls were, where the enemies will run. But this is a huge part of where I pick up a lot of my score, is on this particular section, is taking advantage of pushing the tank forward by being the tank gunner. As I said, there is only 2 spawns, so if you know where those are, you can really make the most of the added score, because you get 150 score per kill on this section when you are in the tank gunner. So I'm going to go ahead and hop right in there, pick the first guy up, and then really focus it on that left-hand alley, because they're all going to run through there. I know that, so that's now 300 score from the tank, 450. So yeah, that's about 575 score that I've got in that one little section from the tank. Annoying to get picked up from the right-hand side of the spawn, but that's okay, because I can run back through, and hop back in the tank again and focus once you've got it up to, I think it's about 50 or so %. They then always spawn back from the church. So knowing that means I can just sit in the tank and just pick them off every single time they run through. So I'm going to hop right back through, aim it straight down. I can see that there's a sniper in the background there. He's just jumped up. He's going to run back again, which I know he's going to do just because he's sniping. He's going to try and pick me off from the top of this tank turret. So 60% actually is the final point there. But they're all spawning at the back. So again, I can keep taking advantage of this 150 score. Constantly getting it. It's going to build up my score to roughly about 8,000 score. Yeah, 8,060 I've made it to there. So we're on a huge score right now. And now it's really just trying to take advantage and trying to push the tank through, because if you are on the tank now, when you get it to 100%, you get another 750 score. A nice little nade spot, just so you know where the spawns are on this section, is right at the back of the map, where I've just been picked off from there, or in the church. They're the 2 main spawning points on this, so you can always chuck a frag straight through that doorway. Generally, you get a kill. You don't always, but 9 times out of 10 you will. It's a nice, easy way to block it off. Annoyingly here, we've got a couple of minutes left, so I do miss out on about 2 minutes worth of potential score. But we get that win. I've made sure that I sprinted and dolphin dived to make sure I was on the tank and get that last 750. I was kind of a bit fine there. But I've ended up on 8,930 for one half of the match on Breakout. Defending side, the enemy actually didn't get through the first half. I'm going to be using that as part of a defensive tutorial for this map, which you'll see in the future. I'll be bringing that out for you. I'm going to bring out a couple of different stages of that, just to show you the best ways to defend as well. But roughly that does work out as about a 750 score per minute from a 10-minute match, or 10 or 11-minute match. It's roughly about 750. I'm about 1300th in the world right now in War. Obviously, it's based on score per minute. There's quite a few boosters and hackers, but I'm working my way up through the leaderboards. But hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm pretty sure that is the highest scoring game on War recorded. So if you would be so kind as to drop a like, sub to the channel. There's going to be a load more videos like this to come. And other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.